Hello, everybody, and welcome to Realty Success. We're so excited to have you today. My name is Brooke Bryant. I'm a realtor in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and I'm with you here weekly for the Realty Success Show. And along with us, we have a very special guest today coming to us from New York City. We're so happy to have Adie Kriegstein, and she runs a team in New York City and is going to talk to us today about red flags when working with real estate agents. So we're going to go around the room and introduce everybody, and we're going to start with you, our special guest today, Adie. If you please say hello to everyone.
Well, thank you, Brooke. It's such a pleasure to be on your show for one. I really am just overjoyed. As you mentioned, I'm a real estate agent in New York City. I've been selling real estate for about 18 years. My team is NYC experienced team here at Compass in the city, and we sell properties all over the city and in Brooklyn.
Are there warning signs that lets you know that a real estate agent is incompetent or is unable to actually carry through on the promises that they've made?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I notice is just a lack of responsivity. If you're asking for things, even if it's as simple as basic showings, and they're just not responding whatsoever, that's a really bad sign. They are not doing their job right. They could care less, and it's going to be a lot more for you. There's also the ones that are incredibly pushy and dig in and ask all these questions that ethically they probably really shouldn't be asking. These are major red flags as far as I'm concerned. Also, sometimes when you go on showings, the way that the full lack of professionalism sometimes comes through when you watch someone show their property to you and your client, or they're totally dismissive. I took a client in to look at a $20,000 rental yesterday. We walked into the building, the broker wasn't there yet. They wouldn't let us stand in the building, in the lobby. For $20,000 a month, right? Client's like, forget it. This is not happening.
What was the reason for you not standing in the building?
There was none given, just that we weren't eligible to stand there. Yeah,
You
horrible.
weren't welcome.
It was very clear. There's 2 couches. We are not welcome. We had to sit outside. And the broker didn't apologize, didn't say anything. Just like, oh yeah, this is just like a regular occurrence. It's like, well, okay, great.
Could that have been noted up front? Just, hey, listen, there's this weird policy in this building. You don't get to sit down. You don't get to stand. No walking, no standing, no looking. You got to stand outside. I mean, like, had you been prepped for it, would it have made the blow easier?
Totally. I mean, he could have said, listen, I'll meet you out front. And not even told us that the staff was going to be like,
Oh, yeah. Got it.
could have even done that, but no. And it wasn't even, hey, I'm running late. It was nothing. And so we just had to stand outside. And then when I said something, he also didn't try to apologize for the behavior at all, which led us further to believe this is not a building that I would ever want to place a client in.
Well, not only that, but if that's how you're treated as a buyer, how are their guests going to feel if their guests come to visit them?
For sure.
Great point. That's a great point.
I mean, I'm not to be ugly or anything, but I myself would have walked out on that deal. I would have said, oh, if I'm not welcome here, let me show you how welcome I'm not. I'll take my business elsewhere. Right.
Exactly. And
And
literally,
I'm not that kind of person, but I wouldn't have favored that.
yeah. And that's what my client said. He's like, absolutely not. I don't want to come home to this every day. I would never want anyone to come visit me or anything. You landed on a really good other point. It's about expectations. And that's a really good way to tell what you're in store for. What are the expectations? How are these other agents that you're working with? How do they treat you from your initial conversation? And again, if he had said something, great, no problem. We understand. But he didn't, and it made it all the worse. So it is definitely expectations and communication, which is main skills here for real estate agents. If they're lacking, these are red flags of what's to come for sure.
Well, and I love the way that you couch that by saying, hey, I'll meet you out front. Or he could have said something that would have eased the pain that said, for security reasons, we want to take extra care to make sure that people who are unauthorized to be in the building are in there. So for this first initial meeting, we're going to ask you to stand outside until you're on the inside and you're one of us, right? And then I would have said, oh, okay, so it's kind of like privileged. It's a gated community kind of a thing. And then it would have been different as far as the purchaser coming in, where they were just like, you're on the outside, get outside, right? You're not welcome here. That's a whole different kind of message.
100%. Listen, we're in sales. We can sell anything, right? They should have sold us on that to begin with.
Right.
Right, the presentation of it. And so in our MLS, part of that built in is how we schedule showings of a property. And I'm not sure how you all do that there, but as part of that process, once you do show a property, then you're sent a feedback form. So if I were to show a listing that you have, after the showing is complete, then I'm requested to provide my feedback on that. And that's a good tool that we have that provides transparency of what our clients felt about the price of the property. Does it need to be staged? Did it smell like cigarette smoke? Whatever issues you have. And then also you could put in there something like that. Well, the agent wouldn't let us in the building. So then the client selling the home can see maybe that their agent isn't performing for them. Do you all have any tools like that?
It's a wonderful question. So interestingly enough, I do exactly that. I have a huge feedback tracker Excel sheet for every single property that we list, every year basically. And we put everyone's information, even if they haven't seen it, but they've sent an email or had a call. We put as much information on said consumer as possible. And for those who come through, we ask for feedback and we share that with our sellers. Now, that's not commonly done here, unfortunately. I wish it was. For all of my clients, they find it incredibly valuable, but I'm rarely asked to give the same request at all. Like it doesn't happen. And it's unfortunate, I think.
So Adie, what do you do in a situation like that? Do you reach out to the brokerage firm?
Unfortunately not, unless it's an escalated problem, which I have had to deal with before, not tons of times, but there have definitely been a handful of times where I have made it known. I'm at Compass currently, and Compass does ask for your opinions on other agents, especially when you're doing transactions, which I think is very helpful because they want to grow our brokerage with similar type-minded agents. And so they want to know who's good, who's not. And if you've had issues, what were those so that we can pass that around. I will say that while there are thousands of agents in New York City, those that do the most business is a much smaller percentage, right? And so word does travel with co-ops on what they require, and as well as with agents and who you really want to work with. So unfortunately, sometimes you just have to deal with them if they're representing something, but it is always, I think, helpful to relay the information so that others can be either better prepared or to stay as wide a berth as possible. Unfortunately, getting to an owner is sometimes difficult, though.
I know that on the cleaning side, that network is also key to us because there are agents that we won't work with just because of the shenanigans, or they don't return the calls, or they're hard to get in touch with, or they say the home will be available at a certain time and you go to clean it a certain time. And then of course it's locked, or the power has already been cut off, or the water's been cut off, or whatever the weird things are. And then you expect that you're going to get in and do your job and you're unable to do that. So the network of knowing who you can work with and who you can't work with is also paramount, even from other people like service providers like myself.
So reputation is really important.
It absolutely is.
I want to thank you for all of the great information you shared with us today. And I want to thank you for representing our profession so brilliantly. Adie, if you'll tell everybody where they can find you.
Yep, I'm Adie Kriegstein, so that's A. Kriegstein. In addition to NYC Experience Team, you can find us. That's our website, as well as Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. I would love to hear from everyone, and thank you for having me. This has been wonderful.
It was great having you. I am Brooke Bryant out of Charlotte, North Carolina. You can find me on all the social media platforms at Ask Brooke Bryant. And if Adie has sold your house and you're looking to move to the Carolinas, give me a call. I'll be glad to slowly show you around. And it's great to see everybody, and we look forward to seeing everybody next time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.